everyone, ጤና ይስጥልኝ. My name is Emeline and you're watching ETA to Z on Arts TV. Ethiopia is considered by many as the birthplace of coffee. It is Africa's largest coffee producer and the fifth largest in the world. Coffee accounts for 1/3 of Ethiopia's exports, and yet only half of the production is exported. The other half is consumed here in Ethiopia, where people are fond of their black gold. Today, we are at the first coffee gallery ever curated in Addis Ababa. Let's discover the secrets of Ethiopian coffee. I am with Ato Isaias, who will give us a tour of the Hadero Coffee facility. Hi, Isaias.
Hi.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having me, Emeline.
What was the main inspiration to create this coffee gallery?
We are built this gallery to reintroduce coffee to the coffee lovers and for anyone who wants to know the historic part of the coffee.
Can you explain to us what is the history of Ethiopian coffee and where can we trace its origin?
The name Coffee Arabica was born from the Yemen, but the coffee truly originated from the southwest part of Ethiopia.
So why is it named Arabica then? Why isn't it named Ethiopica?
Yeah, we are working to take over the name.
What makes Ethiopian coffee so unique to you?
The Ethiopian coffee produced 100% coffee Arabica. It has unique flavor notes. Since the coffee grew in a high altitude, it has its own high acidity body. Even the green beans have its own unique texture. All this makes the coffee unique.
Now let's visit the processing plant, which is located right next door. And hit?
Of course.
ሰላም ናችሁ?
እግዚአብሔር ይመስገን.
We are now in the green bean processing area where some women are sorting the raw beans before the coffee roasting process. Isaias, how can we identify the defects?
In fact, there are two ways of detecting the defects. The first one is by putting in a big color sorter machine, and that machine will separate the defects from the sound bean, and the second one is by hand picking.
As you can see, the lighting here is very bright and the beans are placed on a blackboard so the sorters can easily identify any defects. Are there a lot of beans that go to waste?
Yes, a lot of defects go to waste. To supply to the local market allows by law the reject from the specialty coffee or what we call the premium coffee. So it has somehow a low grade as compared to the specialty coffee. The specialty one is not allowed to supply to the local market, rather it has to be exported.
What if the sorters fail to identify the defective beans? Will they drastically affect the taste of the coffee?
There are different types of defects such as the full black, the half black, the sour, the full sour, the half sour, the withered bean. Each have their own nature. If you take like for example the full black, if we didn't detect from the sound bean and goes through the production area, then it will have a great impact on the taste.
Does that mean that it will be
It has,
bitter?
yeah, absolutely. And it may also change the natural taste of the coffee. But if you take, like, for example, the foreign matter that would not have a coffee nature, like wooden material or metallic material, it may not have a great impact on the taste. It doesn't mean that it's okay if we find it in a production process. I don't mean that. But we have to take it seriously, whether it have a great impact on the taste or not.
Is it possible to source the beans directly from the coffee cultivators?
From outgrowers, from the coffee cultivators, from the green coffee traders, we can buy directly from them if and only if we target the export market. Unless and otherwise, we have to buy from the Ethiopian Commodity Exchange warehouse by tender.
Next, we move into the roasting section. How long does the roasting process last?
It depends on the roasting profile. The medium and the light have enough time to process and last within 15 minutes. However, if we would like to roast in a dark profile, we have to wait until maybe 20 minutes.
What is the one that people prefer?
The people, especially in a local market, preferred the medium dark profile, but we promoted highly to use the medium roast profile because this will give an advantage for the coffee lovers to taste the natural flavor of the coffee.
And here again, there are some people who are sorting the roasted beans.
What they are doing is hand picking each quakers. Since it is a defect, it makes the coffee flavor and taste in the end bitter. So we are not compromising in identifying the quaker.
How different is this process from the traditional way of making coffee?
There are some scientific proven procedures that you need to follow when you process the coffee. For example, in this roasting room, after we roast the coffee, it has to take a rest, a minimum 24 hours. If it is dark, it has to rest until 48 hours, a minimum. Since the coffee beans burned in a high temperature into the roasting machine, the carbon dioxide in it has to degas.
You cannot go straight to the packaging.
Exactly. But in a traditional method of processing of coffee, that might not get a chance because you need to quickly prepare the coffee and give to the coffee attendant.
We will show you in a minute how the traditional coffee ceremony works. But first, let's go to the cupping room where experts usually control the quality of a coffee selection. Now it's time for coffee tasting, which is called cupping. Isaias, what does the term cupping mean?
It's a process of tasting a coffee in order to check the quality of coffee ahead of supplying the coffee to the market.
What are the most renowned coffee varieties?
Actually, we have 6 major renowned Ethiopian fine coffee: Sidama, Yirgachefe, Harar, Jimma, Limu. Those Ethiopian fine coffee from different origins have their own different characters, taste, flavor, acidity, moisture level in it. The Harar have a mocha flavor. Mocha is loved by Middle East, and the rest of the world.
Shall we start the cupping process?
Definitely. We'll check the fragrance in a powder form by smelling like this.
How many times are you supposed to smell each cup? Does it depend on your experience?
Yeah, your capability when developed through time, then you may need only once or twice.
So since I have zero expertise, I'm gonna have to smell it 100 times.
No problem. So 11 grams of powder coffee put in each cups into the 200 milliliter cups. Then after we smell the fragrance like this, then we'll go to pouring the water into the each cups like this. When you smell, you can sense, like, for example, the origin of coffee and the aroma. You should sip like this.
Okay.
You have to sip hardly.
So I'm not doing it right. It's very strong though.
Yeah, when we cup, we can determine the acidity, the body, the balance of the coffee, the uniformity of the coffee. This is an everyday task for this department in order to assure the quality consistently. The coffee master every day check the quality of the coffee and a raw label, and a roasted bean label, and ground coffee label, and in a liquid form label.
Thank you very much, Isaias, for showing me the process of cupping. Now we only have one thing left to learn. I couldn't end this episode without showing you the beauty and the uniqueness of the traditional coffee ceremony. It is a ritual, an integral part of life, and a laborious process. You really have to be patient to deserve your cup of coffee. Your 3 cups of coffee, actually, because coffee is served in 3 rounds. The first cup is called abol, the second cup is called tona, and the last one, bereka. So after washing the beans, women are roasting them over hot coals. Guests are invited to inhale the scent of the coffee beans, and this is a truly unique experience. Once ready, you can season your coffee with sugar, salt, and even butter in some regions. አመሰግናለሁ። ቆንጆ ነው በጣም። In Ethiopia, coffee is sometimes served with popcorn, and the combination is delicious. If you want to learn more about Ethiopia's coffee history, I would recommend a visit to this coffee gallery, which is located in Jakros. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of ET A to Z. See you all next time.